Hi everyone, today I am going to tell you a short story from Shanti Parva of Mahabharata. And the name of the story is A Jackal and a Tiger. So let me begin the story. King Yudhishthir very politely asked, O Pitamaha, I have some confusion. Kindly remove my confusion, clear my confusion and remove my doubts. Then he asked, O Pitamaha, there are certain people, means some people who do not possess of tranquil souls in reality, but in external, they appear to be like that. And at the same time, some people, those who in reality possess of tranquil souls, they seem something else, means otherwise. So tell me, how can I distinguish between them? Then Pitamaha Bhishma said, O son, O Yudhishthir, I will tell you a beautiful story of a jackal and a tiger. Listen to me carefully, you can get your answer. Thus Pitamaha Bhishma began the story. There was a vast city, wealthy city named Paurika. And the king of that city was also called Paurika. Paurika was a very ruthless king, and he was always torturing his subjects, and not only that, he was getting pleasure out of it. In due course of time, Paurika died. So, in his once again he was born as a jackal in his next birth. But fortunately, when he got this, when he was born as a jackal, that time, fortunately, he could remember all his past life incidents. So he felt very bad to what extent he was torturing his subjects. That is why he regretted very much, and then he decided, means this jackal, he decided to be very kind and to become very merciful to all the creatures, and he stopped eating meat, flesh, anything. He purely became, he led his life like an ascetic, means pure conduct. And he was only eating the fruits that had been fallen from the tree. Thus he led his life in a crematorium. But looking at his pure conduct, the other jackals couldn't tolerate. So they, together they came to him and said, they wanted to break his resolution. So they said, Oh jackal, what for you are living in this dreadful crematorium? Come with us and be like us and eat flesh and other things. Why you are eating only fruits? You are a meat eater, so it doesn't suit you. Come on. Then the jackal said, Oh friends, very sweetly he said, Oh friends, where I am happy with this place, and what I am happy with that. I don't want to join with you. You people are only hankering after the food and other things to fill your stomach. I don't want that. And remember, though I am a low animal, means I am a jackal, but still then, through my act, good conduct, I can spread my name and fame. I don't want to join with you. Thus he refused to go and join with them. Then he also gave beautiful examples about the good conduct and how a person's conduct only can change change his attitude. That he told them. When they were doing the conversation, that time a tiger was passing by and he heard the conversation of this jackal and the other jackals. Then he was very much impressed with the words of this jackal. So he came to him and said, O noble jackal, can you come and join? I know who you are, and I know that you are a pious jackal. can you come and join in my government? Then the jackal said, O king, I have no desire, no wish to get any prosperity, any rank, anything. First he bowed down to the tiger and said, O king, I am honored, but I do not want any luxury, I do not want any type of high rank or anything. I am happy here. Then the tiger said, O jackal, but I want that you should join in my government. You are a noble jackal. So once again jackal bowed down his head and said, O king, I am honored. I am happy that you are searching a good minister. And you must, a good king must search for a good minister. At least he should see a minister, minister who is conversant with policy, the minister who knows all the worldly affairs and who is always desirous to give victory to his master and who thinks always good for his king. You must search this type of minister. But I am happy here, so I don't want it. So once again, the tiger insisted him to join with him. Then the jackal said, O king, if you can agree to some of my conditions, then only I will join with you. Then the king asked, and the jackal said, first thing, I will never consult with your other ministers, because sometimes the deceitful ministers, they may create disunion between you and me, or they may impute some faults against me without any reason. So I do not want to consult with any one of them. Then I do not want to follow the advice of or the instructions of your ministers either. Then whatever I will advise you, then I will give you advice in a secret place. And the most important thing, you will never distrust me. You have to keep faith on me. I mean, you have to trust me. And the next thing is, you will never ask me advice for your family matters. I will not do that. And the last thing is, the day you will distrust me, that day onwards, from that day onwards, no longer I will be with you. And remember one thing, you will never accuse or you will never punish anyone after listening my advice. Neither you will punish my friend circle. Like this, the jackal put some condition to the tiger. And tiger was very happy and he immediately agreed. At last, the jackal joined in his government and ruled his kingdom, helped the king to rule his kingdom. In due course of time, when and because of this jackal, the tiger's name and fame also spread everywhere. Now, the other jackals, they couldn't tolerate looking at the progress of this jackal. And naturally, he became very favorite of the king, so they couldn't tolerate. At last, they planned that somehow this jackal has to be removed from the government, from the heart of this king tiger. Now they planned something, and one day when the the tiger came to eat his food, that time, every day for dinner he was eating the fresh flesh. That day, the other jackals, they had stolen the um, flesh and kept it in the jackal's house. The jackal knew this thing who had done it, but he kept quiet because he wanted to see the reaction of the king and his behavior. Now, when he was so hungry, the tiger was so hungry, when he came to take his dinner, he saw that the plate is empty and he got furious. Then immediately he asked, he, oh, he asked everyone, who has stolen my flesh, my food? And immediately he should be caught. Then these, the ministers, those who planned this mischief, immediately they said, O king, who else? That your pious jackal, he had stolen it and he has kept it in his house. Then the tiger became furious and very angry. And immediately he said, he just waited for a time to see whether it was true or not. Then the other jackals ran and brought that piece of meat. He saw it. Then he immediately said, let the jackal be killed. When he ordered this, his mother came out from his house, room, and said, O son, this is not good. You should not take any decision in haste. That jackal, because of that jackal only, your name and fame have spread in the neighboring chiefs. You are well known now. And that jackal is a virtuous and pious jackal. The day he joined, he told you that he is not eating meat. So for what reason he would steal your meat? And you know what, my son? When the enemies see the progress of their enemy, they can't tolerate. And they start doing mischief against the fellow. Same way, your other ministers, they have created this problem for this jackal. And oh son, you know very well that the greedy can never tolerate the pure. And the ugly hates the beautiful. And the idle always hates the active. And the unrighteous always hates the righteous. So these are the normal things. And oh son, sometimes the ascetic persons are also accused with false accusation. They are also blamed by false accusation. Why don't you think about it? Even a person who has knowledge and learned and knowledge like Brihaspati, he also unnecessarily is blamed by his enemies. So you cannot take your decision so hastily. And the thing is that you know that the sky, it appears as if the sky is on a has a solid base, but in reality, the sky has no base. It seems as if, it appears as if the firefly is a spark of fire. But oh son, that is, do you think it is real? There is no fire on the firefly. So why don't you think? And you have taken such a harsh decision. And before doing any work, being a king, you must scrutinize thoroughly. You must see whether you must verify the things thoroughly. When his mother said all these things, and she also mentioned, look, he has so many enemies. They have done it. And once he will listen to them, one day you will be killed by them only. Thus, his mother consoled him, and the tiger, for a minute, thought that really whatever he had done is not right. And at that very time also, an agent of this jackal came out from the array of his enemies and said who had been stolen the flesh and giving the unnecessary accusation to this jackal. Now the tiger understood and he regretted for his fault, and he embraced the jackal again and again. But this time the jackal, in a choked voice and tearful eyes, said, O king, no more I will be with you, no more I will work. Then the tiger requested him again and again and asked him to forgive his mistake. But the jackal said, O king, I am honored because you had given me this position. And once again, I am misunderstood by you. You have lost your trust on me. And as for the condition, promise, you made me that, and I told you that no longer I will work with you the day you will lose your trust on me. So no more I will work with you. Then again, he just before going, because tiger told him again and again, requested him, the jackal said, O king, hereafter I will live with anxiety and fear. Once our relationship is broken means no more we could be trusted. Means neither I will trust you nor you will trust me. I will live in fear and anxiety, and you will do the same. You may have the hatred feeling towards me. So just remember one thing. The people who are degraded from their positions, the people who is losing his honorable job, or who is insulted, who has become destitute of his property because of his master, or for any reason, if there is any dispute between the servant and the master, then those people always always desire misfortune to befall on their masters. They will never think any good for their master. So, O king, even if we will be united, the same affection, the same relationship will not continue anymore. Hereafter, only I will live with anxiety and fear in my mind. And not only that, O king, there are very few servants who can work for you without any self-interest. Very few. Maybe 1 out of million. Everybody does the work for their own self-interest. And O king, hereafter, just before giving any decision, be wise and think about it. Then give the decision. Means order. Thus he said, and I will sacrifice my life taking praya vow. Thus with sweet words, the jackal went away, went to the forest, and he observed the praya vow, means without any food, without anything. Then he died and went to heaven. Thus Pitamaha Bhishma said, O Yudhishthir, whatever the jackal said to the tiger, at least from that you can learn something, or from this conversation of the jackal with the other jackals, and the advice given by the mother of this tiger, you can learn something. And finally, um, you are a noble king, you are a wise king, you can do much better than anybody else. This much is the story. Once again, I will tell you another story. Thank you so much.